somebody hurting. Someone needs a hand. There's someone out there somewhere suffering. No matter what it is you're going through, this prayer's for you. This prayer's for you. If you've lost a loved one or lost your way, if you find yourself without a place to stay, yeah, no matter what it is you're going through, this prayer's for you. This prayer's for you. For you. Beautiful spirit, sweet child of love. You are whole and you are worthy, and you are always enough. All your troubles and your sorrows now are washed away. With you, my friend, I pray. There's somebody hurting. Someone needs a hand. There's someone out there somewhere suffering. No matter what it is you're going through, this prayer's for you. This prayer's for you. This prayer's for you. This prayer's for you.
Well, it's another beautiful day here in spectacular St. John's, Florida. Welcome to Unity Church for Creative Living's virtual service. It's Sunday, March 14th, 2021. My name is Helen Sylvester, and it is my privilege to serve as your platform assistant. We're so glad you decided to join us. Unity offers a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and on the power of prayer and meditation. We want you to know that no matter who you are or where you are in your journey, you are welcome here. So let's open in prayer. Just exhale with me. Receive a gentle breath in. And as we release, we begin to relax and let go. Putting aside whatever we're holding in our hearts or in our minds, and just relax into this moment as we receive another gentle breath in. And as we release, we drop right to our heart space and just rest in the arms of divine love and just feel that loving, peaceful energy surrounding and enfolding us right here, right now. Sweet Spirit, we welcome you into this sacred space. As we rest in this truth, this knowledge that you move in and through us as us each and every moment, we are grateful. Grateful for divine wisdom, divine guidance, that divine energy that surrounds and enfolds us each and every moment. We are grateful. We are grateful for all that we are, all that we have, and all that is to be. And we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. So I'd like to share with you the daily word for Sunday, March 14th, 2021. Energy. The energy of divine life renews me. How do I have the focus to achieve my goals? How do I have the strength to carry on through challenging times? How do I have the aptitude to learn, to grow, and to change when I'm called upon to do new things? At the heart of everything I am called to do is the energy to do it. I am a divine being, and I call upon the power of God within me to channel my energy in deliberate ways. Divine energy is inexhaustible. Unlike my muscles, which can tire, and my mind, which can feel frazzled, the power of God within flows through me unimpeded. In prayer, I claim divine energy and imagine it flowing through me with the force of a mighty waterfall. I am grateful for my renewal. And from Isaiah 40:31, even youths will faint and be weary, and the young will fall exhausted. But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. The energy of divine life renews me. Say that with me. The energy of divine life renews me. And so it is.
It's a beautiful day. Hello, everyone. Today, we have the opportunity to celebrate some very, very special individuals who have agreed to hold the high watch for the spiritual community and to serve in the honorary position called prayer chaplain. And I am confident that they each had that divine spark within ignite, causing them to come forth when the call went out in 2019 as to who would agree to be of sacred service, to pray with others in their time of need, and to hold the high watch. And these special individuals said, yes, yes, here I am, Lord, send me. Well, God bless you. September 2019 through March 2021, Unity Church for Creative Living Prayer Chaplain Team, which consists of prayer chaplain co-trainer coordinators, Helen Sylvester and Bill Wuerfel, prayer chaplain Misha Brightwood, prayer chaplain Elisa Powell, prayer chaplain Bob Powell, and prayer chaplain Kiki Amundsen. Kiki couldn't be here with us today, but we know that she's here with us in spirit. So let's give them all a virtual applause, and we do that by shaking our hands. That's some virtual applause for all of you. These amazing prayer chaplains have served unwaveringly with great love and dedication. We have been richly blessed by their sacred service and their centering prayers. Our prayer chaplains have been such a gift to us and our spiritual community. And due to the pandemic, these prayer chaplains continued above and beyond their allotted term of service because they knew how important prayer is during times such as these. And because they serve with hearts overflowing with divine love. Bless you, prayer chaplains, for blessing us. This year we have 3 prayer chaplains stepping into emeritus status: Elisa Powell, Bob Powell, and Kiki Amundsen. So I want to take a moment and just speak to Bob and Elisa. And this is for you too, Kiki, in spirit. The gift of your prayer consciousness has blessed the spiritual community above and beyond. The gratitude that we have for you cannot be measured, but it is felt deeply in our hearts. And I hope you feel it too. What you have shared from the divine Christ essence within you has gone out like ripples in a pond and has had more impact than you may ever know, especially during a pandemic when isolation has been the norm and connection is so needed. So, dear congregation, let's give Elisa and Bob our unity blessing. We're going to rub our hands together so we can feel that energy coming in and through us. And Elisa and Bob, you just get to receive. So open your hearts, dear ones. So congregation, please repeat after me. Elisa and Bob, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. Dear Elisa and Bob, as you move into prayer chaplain emeritus status, please know that your prayer-filled consciousness will continue to bless the spiritual community in many ways. And we have been forever changed because you said yes to this high calling. As you move forward in your spiritual journey, may you remember this time of service as one of great love and great spiritual growth. Just know that the bonds that you have created with your prayer chaplain team still remain strong, and they are here to love and support you any way that they can. Thank you. Thank you. We have a rose for you and a certificate, and your prayer chaplain trainer coordinators have a very special gift for you, and we will make sure that you get them very, very soon. Let's give our prayer chaplain emeritus, Elisa and Bob Powell and Kiki Amundsen, some Zoom appreciation. Thank you again, dear ones, for your prayer consciousness and your loving service. We are indeed blessed by you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Elisa and Bob, you may leave this session. Bless you. This year, we have one addition to the prayer chaplain team. Would Rick Ponder please come forward and join the 2021-2022 prayer chaplain team? Welcome. Welcome, Rick Ponder. We are honored that you are here and joining this team. Let's do some Zoom applause for Rick and the prayer chaplain team. Yes. Well, dear prayer chaplains, Helen, Bill, Misha, and Rick, I want the congregation to understand that answering the call to being a prayer chaplain is no small task. It means you are willing to commit to numerous hours of prayer chaplain training on Zoom. And this is a huge commitment, and I want to honor each of you who said yes to this deep calling. In addition to the numerous hours of prayer chaplain Zoom training, each member of the prayer chaplain team has also committed to a heightened awareness of their daily spiritual journey based on love, faith, prayer, and gratitude. They have committed to demonstrating an active commitment to our ministry and our principles and our beliefs. They have committed to holding the sacred space for others and for themselves, knowing and trusting that the infinite Spirit is in charge. They have committed to lovingly listen. To lovingly listen, which is such a gift. They have committed to demonstrating a genuine interest in the well-being of our congregants. And they have committed to hold all that is shared with them in prayer in the strictest of confidence. Prayer chaplains, you have agreed to put this commitment into action by providing a minimum of 2 hours of prayer chaplain service, making monthly prayer calls to church members that are assigned to you, maintaining open communications with the prayer chaplain trainer, coordinators, and your team, as well as attending all prayer chaplain meetings and annual training sessions. Prayer chaplains, in the awareness of the activity of the divine spirit which has led you to this moment of commitment, I invite you to move into your heart space. And if your heart says yes, I ask that you respond to the following questions with the powerful words, I am. Prayer chaplains, are you willing to accept this commitment and create a sacred space for the infinite Spirit no matter what?
I am.
Are you willing to do your best to stay prayed up as well as practice self-care?
I am.
Are you willing to hold Unity Church for Creative Living's congregation in heart and in prayer?
I am.
Are you willing to support the other members of the prayer chaplain team?
I am.
Blessed ones, you have said yes. I will create a sacred space filled with compassion and love for anyone seeking it. You have said yes to holding sacred space for people as you lovingly listen and pray with them. And you have agreed to keep what is shared with you in the strictest of confidence. Dear beloveds, from the Christ essence within you and your prayer consciousness, that which you give, it ripples out and it touches so many people. You may never know the difference you make in people's lives, but know this, your love and your prayer support is a gift beyond measure. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. We are so richly blessed that you said yes to this high calling. Give them a little love. We have a certificate for you and a rose, and we will make sure that you get them soon. So prayer chaplains, I hope you are feeling all of the love that is here for you. And as we close this prayer chaplain ceremony, I'm going to invite the congregation to join me in bestowing upon you our unity blessing. So dear 2021-2022 prayer chaplain team, there's nothing for you to do here except open your heart and receive our love. So congregation, I'm going to invite you to rub your hands together and get that energy revved up so they can feel it. Congregation, repeat after me. Prayer chaplains, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste, beloveds. God is good all the time. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bill Wuerfel, licensed Unity teacher, coming to you from Unity Church for Creative Living, and reminding you in advance that today is a great day for a great day. Well, you know, those that have been here, coming to this church for a while, knows that early in the year, we always have our white stone ceremony. In that ceremony, we write a word that comes to us in a meditation, a thought that kind of goes through for this year. And it's always on my calendar, and I forget what it is. And I thought the other day, you know what, I was drawn to look at it and see what it is. The word that I had drawn and written was truth. So who would know, except for God, that here we are months later. I was asked to do a talk, and it landed on the day of Advent, of Lent, shall we say, that is truth. So it was destined long before I knew it. So anyway, I looked up in the dictionary, truth, and very simply, coldly, it says, truth is the property of being in accord with fact or reality. Okay, simple enough. Talk's over. No, actually, I looked at that and I go, okay, well that sounds good. I like things I consider truthful when it's in accordance with reality. That's a stretch in recent times, but we really work to make sure that we are within reality. So I looked at all the other different things, and as I looked and looked and looked, it was, as the Grinch would say, I puzzled till my puzzler was sore. There are over 30 schools of thought or philosophy, not even counting the religious views of it, that of what truth is. So no wonder it can be kind of a daunting task. But the two most common themes were that truth, that there are two main camps of it. There's relative truth, which is the truth that of how we perceive the world that comes from us. If you wonder what an example of that is, just go into a room of about, say, anybody more than about maybe 4 people and say, is it too hot in here? And your answers will be varied, to say the least. So that's, an example of relative truth. And the other is objective or absolute truth. And that's the truth that is true at all times, in all places, in all situations. We sometimes look at it as God's truth. Another example of that is one of my favorite metaphysicians, Enzo Ferrari. Now, you may not know that that's what he is, but he's just a maker of beautiful motor cars that are fast and powerful. But he was, in his heart and mind, he was a metaphysician, because they would always ask him, Mr. Ferrari, what is the best Ferrari car that has ever been built? And he says, the best Ferrari is yet to be built. Because in his mind, he knew there was that perfect car that was perfectly fast, perfectly beautiful, perfectly aerodynamic, that was still a concept. And that approaches that absolute, that divine concept of what we're striving for, what we're looking for. That is beyond just what is in what we see here. He was always reaching for that next phase. So of all the different ones I read, the other one was a philosopher, Søren Kierkegaard, described those two things in a way, what he calls objective truth, which would be another word for the absolute truth. He writes, objective truths are final and static, where subjective truths are continuing and dynamic, and that would also be an example of relative truth. The truth of one's existence is a living, inward, and subjective experience that is always in the process of becoming. The values, morals, and spiritual approaches that a person adopts, while we don't deny the existence of an absolute objective truth to those beliefs, but they can only truly be known when they have been inwardly appropriated through the subjective experience. When you take that truth and bring it through you within. Well, when I read that spoke to me, because I realized in all the other, my process, I was trying to understand with just my mind, like I was trying to solve a puzzle. But truth is more than just the mind of observations, criteria, and statistics. It's closer to wisdom, where the mind and the heart work together with information and empathy. So I turn to the revealing word, which talks of metaphysically what is the meaning of wisdom. So wisdom is an intuitive knowing, a spiritual intuition, the voice of God within as the source of our understanding. It's a mental action based upon the Christ truth within. And wisdom includes judgment, discrimination, intuition, and all the departments of mind that come under the heading of knowing. Well, that again spoke to me, because one of the things we learned in our process of becoming prayer chaplains is the practice of making the 18-inch journey from your head to your heart, where you move from just the chatter of the mind to that inner knowing. And the other thing that brings to mind is that there's a science that studies this that is called the science of heart math. In heart math, we realize that most of we're taught in school that the heart just continually, the brain is in charge. The brain, we respond to the brain. However, what's not as commonly known is that the brain constantly is receiving signals coming from the heart. That actually those signals have such a powerful effect on brain function. They can bring your attention, your perception, your memory, problem solving, all these things become better. When the heart is in charge, the brain continually responds to it. And they realized in further study that the human heart, in addition to all the other amazing things it possesses a heart brain that is actually composed of about 40,000 neurons that actually sense, feel, learn, and remember. To me, it's that everyone's been in a position where you go, that's my thing to do. That is so logical. That's exactly mine. But my heart's not in it. Well, there's more to that than mere words. It really is that connection. I had this many years ago now. I was doing the math. Speaking of math, it was about 31 years ago, which seems like a couple days ago too. I had a decision. I was in a workplace that was it had become kind of toxic and also not very satisfying, in that it was only so much that I was going to grow through and grow with. So, but I still couldn't make that decision. So I lived in Orlando at the time. I drove out to Cocoa Beach, which is about an hour away, and I just walked up and down the beach for about 2 hours. And just me and God, we had a conversation. I was kind of howling at the moon, you might say. People gave me a wide berth. It was kind of like, who's this guy? But we kind of just, well, what if I do this? What if I stay with this job? And what if I leave? What if I leave? I won't have any money. Back, forth, sideways. Finally, I went, and I thought, well, let me see myself moving strongly and staying here, staying with what I'm doing, and see how my heart feels about it. And then it was like, I could feel it was almost like, So I thought, well, what if I say, okay, I'm going to look past the immediate appearance, make a break, and I'm going to go the other direction. And my whole body just opened up. My heart, even recounting it, my body is responding to the emotion of remembering that. It's amazing. It really feels good. Because it was like, that's my decision. And once I made that decision, I was great. And because the heart and mind were in accord. So what do we do with that? I think one of the, through meditation, through breath work and prayer, you entrain them to work together so that they are in constant contact. The more they're in contact, the more your heart and mind are working with wisdom, not just with knowledge or not just emotion, but the two together. And I think, and that's it. Well, I'll go to the experiment first. It was kind of first place I heard of that heart math was at Silent Unity, and they had given to them to see how it would behave two simple little connectors that go into a computer, and it's kind of like when you get your temperature taken at the doctor, just clips to your finger. You just forget about it after a little bit. Well, they let us use them as we are on prayer calls, and you just sit there, and of course you just you're just doing whatever you're doing, and they could see kind of it's the brain wave and all the waves, the heart waves of how it was doing. And you would start out, you're just all over the place, jangly, just, like a little peaky mountain range. Then after you would pray just a few times, it would just smooth right out. And you could see it, you could feel it, and you could see it. And it's that process. It's because your heart, when you're praying, connecting with God, the Spirit's flowing through you, and it's a beautiful way to do it. I think for everyone, I think prayer is truly where truth comes home, because you can tell anybody else anything else you want about who you think you are, what you think you are, what you did, what you should have done, what you could have done. But you and God, that's where truth lies, because God knows, and you know that God knows, you know. So in that process, it's that where you go deep in that prayer. And prayer isn't necessarily saying words. Prayer is just the silence, just staying in that space where the deep truth, the deep knowing of who you are, all that comes together. So in that process of knowing the truth of who you are, it's there where you see that term where truth gets a capital T, as we and other New Thought places call it, because truth embodies more than just facts and information. It's that absolute, all-powerful, all-true truth of God, that always becoming process that Kierkegaard talks about, where we're constantly evolving ourselves, working within, and our brain that is guided by our heart. So we come to know the truth as the wisdom that is coming from within, that is expressing as you. So let's take that wisdom, that truth, and let's take it together into meditation. So as we gently breathe in and sigh out all that distracts from our truth, from our light, our life of who we are. Beloved children of God, filled with all there is, the glory, the joy, the health and wholeness, abundant prosperity, all the good that is God's is ours right now. So we sigh out again, and with it those thoughts, those fears, those concerns, releasing the illusion that they have any power over us. We breathe in, filling ourselves with the very spirit and love and light of God. With gratitude and love, we flow through our life, grateful for all that has brought us to this exact moment in time. The blessings, the light, the love, the presence of God in every part of our lives fills us with wonder, with awe, with a knowing that all things are flowing, working divinely for us, to us, through us. As we feel ourselves gently releasing anything that is the way of us being who we are, we fully expand and grow into the light and love of God's intention for us to be all that we can, all that we are.
sweet Spirit, wash over us with your love, your light and presence. Know as we move forward and forth, all things are working for us. As we take just a few moments, we focus our heart on all that is ours, the truth of who we are. We take this in that most sacred space, flow and move into the silence, into the silence. We gently sigh out and breathe in, returning our mind to this moment, this space, feeling our presence in time. We know that we are changed, that we are filled with the knowledge, the new knowing of who we are, what is ours to do, that we can go forth with faith, with trust, with all things working together for our highest and for our best. And so it is. Amen.
Now it is the time to give of our tithes, gifts, and love offerings. So I invite you to take the gift you have to share, fill it with the love in your heart, and know as I will affirm the offering blessing first, and then invite you to say it with me. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am richly blessed. Thank you, God. Now together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am richly blessed. Thank you, God. Well, many thanks to all of you who share your wealth with UCCL. We are truly blessed by you. So your giving helps us continue the work we do here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Know that there are many ways you can give. You can click the donate button on our Facebook page, go to our website at unityinjax.com, or you can write a check and send it to Unity Church for Creative Living, 2777 2 and 3 sevens, Racetrack Road, St. Johns, Florida, 32259. So let's rub our hands together. Feel the energy of our oneness. Know that wherever we are connected by Spirit. So feel that energy as we are virtually holding hands, as we say the prayer for protection as an affirmative statement. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. And together, wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Yay, God! Well, I am Bill Wuerfel, licensed Unity teacher, coming to you from Unity Church for Creative Living in St. John's, Florida, reminding you to drum first and ask questions later. Namaste.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be with God as Creator. Family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let there be peace on earth. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joy.